everyone, it's Ross here, back on MGF Customs. I know it's been a while, but happy July. We've got a pretty sudden and pretty awesome reveal for 3 new LEGO Spider-Man No Way Home sets today, officially unveiled by LEGO, and these definitely look really interesting. There's a lot to discuss here, and there's clearly a big effort on LEGO's part to dodge spoilers this time at all costs. And so just to get right into it, we're going to kick this off with the smaller junior set inspired by Spider-Man Far From Home, and this one is going to be $19.99 with 73 pieces, and it does include the brand new Spider-Man Advanced Suit minifigure, which looks incredible with the new set of printing on the head, torso, and legs. This looks absolutely unbelievable, and this is the minifigure that we deserved in 2019, and I'm so glad to see it here now. And then also, of course, Nick Fury is making his return from the Spider-Man Far From Home sets as well, and he looks just as good as he did in 2019. But we have this new Mysterio, which looks much better and is definitely a huge improvement over the original. I definitely like the updated new gold torso and the use of the more recent, more bluish dome color, which is a lot better than the original clear, more like monochrome looking version they had back when the film released. Now, for a junior set, this is amazing because obviously in here we have a little cop car for Nick Fury too, and you've got one of the drones. Very boxy, very simple builds, but of course this is a junior set, and I mean, for $19.99, the advanced suit, Nick Fury and Mysterio with all of their leg printed glory, this is incredible. Now, Spider-Man's drone Duel is going to be retailing for $19.99 on October 1st as well. All of these sets are due out on October 1st of this year, and as you can see, even though the box states that it's inspired by Spider-Man Homecoming, I'm definitely a little bit confused here because as you can see, we've got one hell of a really interesting looking like aircraft for Spidey, and he has this gold and black armor, which definitely kind of reminded me immediately of the Mark 41 bone suit from Iron Man 3. I think what LEGO's probably going for here though is just some sort of like maybe Wakandan themed Spider-Man vehicle and armor. Either way, it's definitely not a suit that we have seen before in the MCU, and it certainly wasn't in Spider-Man Homecoming, so it really seems like there is a huge deliberate push on LEGO's part, and I assume on really just all of the marketing in general to dodge spoilers at any cost. So while these sets clearly are probably not necessarily indicative of what happens in Spider-Man No Way Home, I assume that in eventual future sets, like maybe next year or something, we will get like the Andrew Garfield minifigures, the Tobey Maguire minifigures, the Sinister Six coming through from the multiverse and all of that stuff. But with these sets, LEGO is very clearly avoiding spoilers here, I think, or maybe I'm entirely wrong and this aircraft and suit will be featured in the film. Regardless, we have an entirely new Vulture here, and this is the definitive Vulture minifigure by LEGO. This is the one that we always deserved. The one they released for the film all those years ago was pretty god-awful, and this is exactly what I wanted back then. You can see LEGO is making use of not only a new printed head and torso, but the LEGO City Sky Police helmet and rebreather piece, and it looks fantastic. The wing build is also much more concise and much more scaled down and just tighter, even though it still has room for stickers and detail and the turbines and articulation. This is the Vulture minifigure that we have all deserved, and I am so excited. For the last of these 3 sets releasing for Spider-Man No Way Home on October 1st, we have Spider-Man at the Sanctum Workshop, retailing for $39.99, and it's going to have 355 pieces. And this is the one set where I definitely think we are looking at least some elements directly inspired by the upcoming movie, because obviously we all are well aware at this point that Spider-Man No Way Home is going to deal in the multiverse, and obviously it's going to be a prelude movie to Doctor Strange 2 Multiverse of Madness. So having this MCU crossover set with Spider-Man and the Doctor Strange characters here in this like Spider-Man themed Sanctum Sanctorum build is definitely not exactly a surprise, but really it's just about kind of trying to pick through the details and sort through a lot of the stuff that we're offered here that may offer some clues as to the origins of the inspiration of this set, because I think what is definitely interesting is the new Iron Spider suit that we have very clearly presented in this set as one of the minifigures, except instead of having the dark blue color scheme. It doesn't really look like the Infinity War one, for example, and it has this new like golden spider on the chest. So I'm really thinking this is a new suit that we're going to see in Spider-Man No Way Home. And also the new Doctor Strange minifigure looks incredible with a whole new face, new torso, new leg printing, and a new cloak of levitation. The piece is amazing, and it's definitely interesting though that Doctor Strange is even wearing the Eye of Agamotto Time Stone necklace anymore, so that kind of leads to a little bit of confusion. You know, does he have the Time Stone again, or is it just Lego trying to throw us off? What are we looking at here? Is he storing something else in that necklace now? We just don't know yet. And something else that's a little bit more subtle with the minifigures that does throw me off a little bit actually is the inclusion of Wong, who not only has an entirely new head and he has a hairpiece now, but he's also got this jacket on, which we definitely have not seen him wear in the MCU thus far. Also included with this set, we do have MJ. Now, obviously, we have seen this face before, and if I were to guess, this torso probably isn't new either. You guys can let me know down in the comments. Wonder Woman hairpiece for her this time, and it's really great to have a proper MJ minifigure again. Now, if we take a look at the build, obviously, it's pretty noisy. There's a lot going on here, and I think that a lot of it, for the most part, is largely self-explanatory. It is basically just Peter and MJ crashing at the Sanctum Sanctorum. You've got a bicycle up here. You've got all kinds of accessories, drawers, tools. You have little canisters. I mean, there's an egg on the shelf. You have webs. I mean, you can see pretty much everything in here. A little stereo. You have an ant. You have a scorpion. I mean, all this crazy wall texturing. But I definitely want to bring some attention to Wong's computer screen here, because on that sticker, if you look really closely, you can see sort of a male character as part of the illustration, and it's sort of hard to make out what's going on the window behind that tab on that sticker design on that screen. But notably, it does say who with a big question mark, and I don't know about you, but that looks like another Peter Parker, and it says who question mark above it. They're probably trying to sort out who all these Peter Parkers are that are coming through the multiverse, or just whatever is taking place in Spider-Man No Way Home. And I think that sticker, along with Wong's jacket and the new Spider-Man suit, really kind of all make this set out to be clearly, I think, the one set that I think is very likely inspired by the events from Spider-Man No Way Home. It is the only one that is actually not labeled as being inspired from any other film, so I think we are definitely looking at some story elements taking place here. Finally, we have a quote-unquote giant bug monster as listed on Lego.com's description, with gripping claws and other playability features. It's clearly very well articulated and very cool looking. I cannot wait to see this interaction, to see Peter's dynamic with the Doctor Strange characters. Now we know Wong is going to be, I guess, in Madripoor fighting against Abomination in Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. So there are so many exciting elements to break down with just these set pictures. So I'm really curious to hear what you guys think, and let me know if there are any mistakes I made or any glaring things that I definitely should have pointed out here. I'm sure there were, but I really just wanted to get the conversation going with all of you, because I've also been really absent. Obviously, I've not been on the channel here for at least 3 weeks, going on a month now, I guess. And that's really because I had a big project come up suddenly and out of nowhere that sort of required a bit of a lifestyle shift, as I had to take a very quick flight across the country. And I'm out in California right now, and I won't be leaving the West Coast until like the end of July. So videos are going to unfortunately continue to be scarce, but I really appreciate your support, and you can always keep up with me more frequently over on Twitter and Instagram. While I can't work on my custom minifigures and showcases for the next month, but I really appreciate you guys bearing with me, as I was so excited by all the work I was doing with custom minifigures before I had to spontaneously leave. But thankfully, I can definitely still do Lego news videos like this, and yeah, so on that note, I hope to catch you guys soon, and I will see you next time. So stay safe out there, and as always, keep creating. Bye-bye.